Good morning, children. We have reached to the interesting part of this chapter, that is nutrition in human beings, and that nutrition in human beings can be described by a digestive system of human being. So let's study about what is there and how nutrition of human beings takes place. Introduction. The digestive system is used for breaking down food into nutrients, which then passes into the circulatory system and are taken to where they are needed in the body. That means digestive system is such a kind of system which helps in the process of nutrition, and that digestive system is helping us to take our food and converting it into nutrients, and which can be utilized by our bodies to make different cells and do different activities. So the digestive system is used for breaking down the food into nutrients, and then it passes into the circulatory system, that means blood, and are taken to where they are needed in the body. Then there are 4 stages of food processing. Whatever food we eat, it has 4 stages. The first stage is ingestion, that is simply taking in food. That means as we are taking in food by our mouth. The second step is digestion, that is breaking down food into nutrients. From here the process of actual nutrition, digestion starts, that is the food is now broken down into different nutrients. Then absorption, that is taking in nutrients by cells. Whatever the food is broken down into the second stage, that from that nutrients are being absorbed in the third stage, that is the process known as absorption. And last stage is egestion, that is removing any leftover waste which is in our body. Means whatever food we are taking, that we know it is not completely rich in nutrients. It is having some waste material also. So that waste material is removed by egestion process. So in 4 different stages our food processing is carried out into our body, and that helps into the nutrition of our human body. Now our alimentary canal includes different organs of our body. This alimentary canal can be defined as it is a complete pathway from which food passes and which helps our food to convert into nutrients. So it has different organs as well as different glands which helps in the digestion of our food. So the first component of first organ is mouth. As we are knowing, we are taking our food by the help of mouth. Then pharynx. Pharynx is a voice box that also helps into the digestion. Then esophagus, it is a food like pipe. You can see here the food is passed over this pipe like structure. Then stomach. Stomach, you can see here, it is a small structure here. Here the food is being stored for 3 to 4 hours. Then small intestine. Here the complete digestion of food takes place. Small intestine is the region where complete digestion of food takes place, and the food is completely digested, and also absorption process of different nutrients takes place in this organ. And then the leftover food is sent into the large intestine, and large intestine is the organ where the food is that waste material is stored for some times, and whatever the water is remaining in that food material or waste material, that is being absorbed into the large intestine. And rectum is the place where completely waste material, it is not having any nutrient, it is complete waste material, semi-solid fecal waste material. So that waste material is stored into the rectum, and time to time at different intervals it is removed by anus. It is a opening which helps into the removal of our waste material. So these organs along with the different glands like pancreas, livers, gallbladder, that all helps into the alimentary canal to carry out their digestion process. Now functions of the digestive system. The first function is ingest food, then break down food into nutrient molecules which is being carried out into the mouth, then stomach and small intestine. All the three organs helps into the breakdown of food into different molecules, then absorb molecule into the bloodstream. This is mainly taking place into the small intestine. Their organs are there which helps them into the absorption process. Then rid the body of indigestible remains. Whatever the indigestible remains are there, that means waste material are there, that is removed with the help of large intestine and rectum and anus. So that is also important, because if that waste material will be stored inside our body, that waste material becomes toxic, that is poisonous. So that poison can harm our body. That's why whatever the waste material are there in our body, that is to be removed time to time from our body. Okay. Then let's start with the alimentary canal and its organ. The first organ, as we saw into the first previous slide, that was mouth. So what mouth helps, how it helps into the digestion process, let's see. Teeth mechanically break down food into small pieces. Tongue mixes food with saliva, and that saliva mainly contains amylase. It is a type of enzyme which helps to break down starch. Starch is a type of food material or nutrient which is present inside food material. So that is broken down with the help of amylase enzyme, and that amylase or that saliva is present inside our mouth, and that tongue helps to mix it with that food material. And teeth, we are knowing we are having different teeth, so teeth help to break down the food into smaller pieces, because from whole large piece of food we cannot take out the nutrients. First it should be broken down into smaller pieces, so teeth helps in that process. Then it is a additional information for you. Epiglottis is a flap-like structure at the back of the throat that closes over the trachea, preventing food from entering it. Epiglottis is a flap-like structure which helps to separate that wind box and voice box, because as we are taking in air and taking in food, both the processes cannot run simultaneously. So epiglottis is a structure which block the air pipe and allow us to swallow our food. Okay. See here different kinds of teeth you can see, and its functions are also mentioned here. The first type is incisor. Incisor, as the name itself suggests, it is used for biting and cutting. Whatever food we are eating, that incisor help us to bite that food and cut that food into small pieces. That canine is used for grasping and tearing. That is on the sides of our buccal cavity. You can see here it is on the side, not in front. On the side, that teeth is present. On both sides we are having two teeth, and as well as on the lower jaw also we are having two such teeth, that is canine. Then premolar. Premolar is helping in us grinding and crushing the food material. Whatever food we are eating, we have to grind it into many smaller pieces. So that grinding and crushing help can be done with the help of premolar as well as molar. That last four jaw teeth that help in crushing and grinding is premolars and molars. So this picture is also given into your book, so kindly go through it and understand its function. It is very important and you have to learn it also. Then the second process comes of tongue, and its function is, the tongue is a muscular organ. The tongue helps to mix saliva into the food. It also helps to push the food down the food pipe, and the food pipe is also known as esophagus. So what tongue is doing? Tongue is helping us to mix the saliva into the food and also swallowing that food into the esophagus. Taste receptors are present in tongue and gives us the same sense of taste. Different taste receptors you can see here. In front we can feel the taste of sweet, then on the sides we can feel the taste of salty, then sour, and at the end the taste of bitter can be detected. So these taste receptors help us to taste different food materials. Imagine if these taste receptors are not there inside of tongue, are we able to taste any food? Then no. Then we have to eat everything and we cannot feel any taste. Then second main organ is esophagus. After mouth, the second main organ is esophagus. Esophagus is what? It is just a pipe-like structure which is connecting our mouth to stomach. The swallowed food passes into the esophagus from the mouth. So the esophagus or the food pipe runs along the neck and chest area. The walls of the food pipe move to push the food down into the stomach, and that pushing is done by a special type of movement known as peristaltic movement. That word you can see into your book. Peristaltic movement is simply relaxation and contraction of your feet, you can say. If you will contract, so whatever the material is inside this pipe, if you are contracting that pipe, that food will be passed down, then relaxing, so that will again go down. So that peristaltic movement helps to pass over this food. And did you know that human esophagus is approximately 25 centimeters long? Next is, the food passes through the esophagus by the peristaltic movement in the esophagus. The food then reaches the stomach where the proteins are digested by the action of diluted hydrochloric acid. Now we have reached up to the third part of our alimentary canal, third organ, that is stomach. Stomach is what? Stomach is you can see it is U-shaped. See, it is U-shaped bag-like structure which is storing the food, and it is opening from esophagus and ending up to small intestine. After stomach, the small intestine part comes. So it is the junction between esophagus and after that small intestine will come here. So it is the junction between both of them. What is its function? The proteins are mainly digested inside our stomach, and the food is being stored here for 3 to 4 hours, and different kinds of juices, that is known as gastric juices, are released into that stomach, which helps into the digestion of proteins. Okay. Now digestion in the small intestine. Small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. This I told you in the beginning only, that this is the site where complete digestion of food takes place, because mainly whatever food we are taking, it is having carbohydrate, proteins and fats. So that main three nutrients are being digested into the small intestine, and you can see the structure. It is a coiling like structure, which is very long structure, but it is coiled and twisted, and it is occupied into a small bag like structure. You can see here. The villi are richly supplied with blood vessels which take the absorbed food to each and every cell of the body, where it is utilized for obtaining energy, building new tissues, and the repair of old tissues. Here the new word comes, that is villi. This you can find into your textbook. Villi is present on the walls of our small intestine. That villi is helping our small intestine in the absorption process. In the beginning I told you, there is one special organ which helps in the absorption process. So that special organ is villi. Villi helps in the absorption process. How it is helping? You can see here, it is finger like. You see, this is finger like organ. So finger like projections are there, which helps in the increase of surface area, and then it starts absorbing nutrients from the food, and then that villi only sends that nutrients to blood stream. So you can see it very clearly. Blood capillaries are also present in that villi. So blood capillaries are what they are doing? They are sucking the food and nutrient from the small intestine, and that blood capillaries are taking those nutrients and sending into the main blood stream. So that is the function of villi: absorption of nutrients and taking it to the different blood stream, and where it is utilized for obtaining energy, building new tissues, and repair of old tissues. Small intestine is the place where more villi absorb water from. Large intestine, here large should be there. It is large intestine is the place where more villi absorb water from this material. Now see, villi are also present along the large intestine's wall, and what they are doing there, they are mainly absorbing water. As I told you, the complete digestion and absorption process has been taken place into the small intestine. So the process which takes place in the large intestine is absorption of water. Whatever food has been passed into the large intestine, it is having mainly more amount of water. So that water is being absorbed with the help of villi. Lastly, we have reached up to the last process of our digestive system, that is egestion. That is, the rest of the material is removed from the body via the anus, and this process is called egestion. That means that whatever the waste material is having no nutrients, and it is a semi-solid paste-like structure, paste-like material which is being stored sometimes into the rectum, and after that it is removed through anus, and that process is known as egestion. Okay, I hope you have understood this topic. This is very important topic, and you have to keep in mind. Let's have a chart summary of different organs, its function, and what secretions it means. Secretions means what they are secreting to digest our food. The first is mouth. It receives food, starts mechanical digestion by chewing with the help of teeth and tongue. It is not secreting anything here. Then pharynx, swallowing only. It is having the function of swallowing the food. Esophagus, conduction of the food to stomach. It is only the pathway to conduct the food to stomach, from mouth to stomach. Then stomach, it stores and churns the food, initiates protein digestion, and limited absorption has been taking place into the stomach part. Mainly protein digestion takes place and little bit absorption also takes place. What secretions they are doing? Mucus protects stomach, HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, activates enzyme and kills germs. Whatever food we are taking, it is having some of the germs also. So that germs are being removed over there, killed over there. And then gastrin hormone stimulates HCl and pepsinogen secretion. Then small intestine, it is the place for complete digestion and absorbs nutrients. C, complete digestion and absorbs nutrients. And you can see the different secretions are also mentioned here. You can read it carefully. Then large intestine reabsorbs water. Whatever the water is not being absorbed up to small intestine, that is being absorbed into the large intestine, and ions, vitamins, and stores the waste. After absorption, whatever the waste is there, that is being stored into the small intestine. Rectum expels waste, and that expelled food waste material is being removed out by the help of anus, because it is a opening for the waste elimination. So this is a very vast topic but not hard. If you will go through the topic once again into your textbook and video also, you will be very much clear about this topic. So I hope you have understood this topic. Okay, thank you.